Paddington, a talking bear cub from Peru, goes to London in search for a new home, and that sounds really weird spoken out loud. I want to start off by clarifying that I know nothing about the Paddington cartoon. I may have gotten a glimpse of it once or twice as a kid while changing the channel. That's as far as my knowledge of the character goes. So I went into the movie not really knowing what to think, but not exactly having the highest of expectations either, given Hollywood's track record of turning old cartoons into live-action movies. But surprisingly enough, it seems like some effort was put into this movie. While it has its fair share of goofy and sometimes just plain unfunny moments, I thought Paddington was alright. If there's one reason you should go and see Paddington, the movie has a really, really vibrant portrayal of London. Some of the wide shots have this almost Wes Anderson kind of feel to them that really few directors can pull off properly. This, coupled with the lighting and the colour grading of the film, emits this aura that makes it really cozy to watch. I almost feel like this movie would be best watched on a sick day at home, under a blanket with a hot chocolate. The only thing which visually isn't really on par with the rest is the CG design of Paddington himself. The thing is, as good as CGI has gotten in the last few years, things like fur are still really, really hard to animate because just of how complex and intricate a substance they are. That's why directors like Neil Blomkamp always design their CG creatures with some kind of solid texture in mind. So the visuals are pretty impressive. Unfortunately, that's kind of the only thing the movie has going for it. Like I said, this movie clearly has more effort put into it than most of the others in its category, and there wasn't anything in the film that I would say was bad. There just wasn't anything that stood out to me either. Everything was just okay. Some of the comedy was pretty good. There were a few lines in that film that actually made me laugh out loud at the cinema, but then there were also some that just kind of made me cringe. Ben Whishaw does a pretty good job in the film as the voice of Paddington, especially considering that he's only in the film due to a last-minute casting change, so I've heard. But overall, the acting is, you guessed it, just okay. I'm trying to think of anything else in this film that stood out to me, and I seriously just can't think of anything. Like I said, Hollywood's track record with this sort of thing has been pretty bad in the past, and Paddington is definitely a step up from something like Alvin and the Chipmunks. But other than the cinematography, everything kind of just left me with a sense of meh. Paddington gets a 6 out of 10. It's nothing special, but for a movie that's getting an American release in January, you can do a lot worse. But as always guys, my name is Caleb Lawlor. Facebook and Twitter links are in the description. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Paddington, 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 Paddington. Right!